What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? New show, old show alert. What I mean by that is it's new to me, but it's been out for a while. So First Wives Club was actually on BET Plus streaming, and now regular BET is playing season one, and season two is actually filming now, which I guess will be on BET Plus soon. The starring Jill Scott, and she just posted that they wrapped. They just finished rapping, so I'm assuming season two. But anyway, I was watching it and I said I was going to review it. I think a few people asked me to review it, and so I said fine, I'll review it and I'll see, what y'all talking about. So this is the pilot episode. So we have three friends who've known each other at least going back to college. They talk about being in college together. So I don't know if they knew each other before that. Maybe we'll get more information as we go on. But we have Hazel, who is played by Jill Scott, and she is a famous singer whose career is sort of on the downside, the decline. We'll get back to that. Ari, who is an attorney, but has turned into political wife. She has left her promising career where she was either a partner or on track to be partner, and to become a full-time political wife, and we'll get back to that. And then we have Bree, who I'm assuming is a nurse. She got on Scrubs. I'm assuming she's a nurse, and her husband are currently separated at the time. So the episode starts off, we see them kind of doing their own thing. We see Ari at a political event where she is also her husband's campaign manager, and so she's playing the perfect wife, that role. And we see them mention her no longer practicing law, and she was like, oh no, because I'm doing this for my husband so that he can be all that he can be, kind of thing. We see Jill Scott in the studio. She is working on her comeback album, her comeback single. She just finished doing a single that she said is going to be the single. It's going to put her back on the charts. She said that, and she's working with a producer. Now, you automatically can tell that this producer is feeling her. This guy is feeling her, and you can also tell that he knows some things that he maybe or may not be ready to say to her, but he's like, this is gonna be it. This is your hit. And she said, well, I hope my husband agrees. Her husband is / her manager, played by Malik Yoba, and he was like, you could tell how he felt when she said that, like he wasn't really feeling it. And she said that her album is gonna drop on Halloween, right? And he was like, I definitely can, make it happen, and I'm so proud of you. And they, again, you can tell that he likes her, right? And I believe, I wrote Michelle, so I don't know if that's her husband's name or not. But anyway. Then we have Miss Bree, who, husband, she's got 2 kids. They're separated. He comes to pick the kids up, and she plays nice in front of the kids. And then, she's like all business when they get in the car. And he's like, I really, miss you. I want to get back with you. Can we go see a therapist? And she is like rolling her eyes like, boy, bye. So while this is going on, we see Jill Scott going to a premiere. And you can immediately pick up on the fact that her and Malik Yoba's marriage is not all of that. Like, he's on the phone. She's trying to get out the car. He don't even turn around to make sure that she gets out the car good. They're going to take pictures. And he takes a few pictures with her. But then he leaves her to go take pictures with this little young tenderoni thing. And she's like the newest, piece on the block, right? And he is her manager as well. So, of course, he's taking pictures with her and everything. But you immediately can pick up a vibe. That him and Jill Scott ain't on the same page, but that him and old girl are. So later on that night, Jill Scott, she goes home, she laying in bed, and she realizes that the bed is empty. She like, where the fuck is my husband? Oh, I didn't mean to curse. Anyway. And she goes and starts scrolling through the gram and realizes and sees that her husband is still in the studio with old girl. So Jill Scott puts on her robe, honey, and she heads on down to the studio to confront him. And she says, listen, I already know. Just tell me. Just say it. Because she said, first of all, you done gave this woman my single. Because the girl is singing her song, the song that she was so excited about. And they made the announcement that her new song, her new album was dropping on Halloween. And she was like, so you done gave her my release date and my song? And he was like, listen, the studio done scrap, I mean, the record company done scrapped your album. It's on the shelf. Ain't nothing I can do about it. You are over. You are washed up. You a has-been. She's the newest thing. She's the next best thing. And yes, we are sleeping together. Okay? And Jill Scott throws a whole hissy fit. She's throwing stuff at him. She cussing him out. And somehow the footage from the studio got leaked. And so by the next day, it is all over everything. You know, because again, this is the world of social media. She's a big celebrity. And it's all over everywhere that she had this whole meltdown with her husband. So, of course, the paparazzi is camped out in front of her apartment. Of course, she is having a whole woe is me moment. And the sister girls get on the phone. Ari and Bree are talking to each other like, you know, girl, do you know? Well, let me rewind a little bit. Let me rewind before we get to the next day. So, while that's going on, we got Bree and her politician husband, honey. The only way he can get it up to have sex with her is to watch porn first. There ain't no foreplay. There's nothing going, none of that. He just rolls over after he gets himself, you know, he gets himself there, rolls over on top of her, pumps in about 2-3 good times, and then that's it. And I do mean that's it. So either your husband ain't really attracted to women, or he ain't really attracted to you. I'm just saying. And of course, that is a lonely life, you know. That don't make her feel good. And of course, Bree is laying in an empty bed by herself, and there's that. So, like I said, so now we have the whole explosion of what happened down to the studio, and the next day, Bree and Ari are trying to get to Hazel. You could tell that they had not, you know, that they hadn't really been in touch in a while. They, you know, that they were friends, and but some, you know, life happens. We all got our own path because they really don't know what's going on in each other's life other than the superficial surface, right? So, honey, they done got onto the window washer scaffolding, and they done worked their way up to her apartment because they can't get through the paparazzi. So, honey, she done had to get the super to let them in the apartment, child. And she was like, what are y'all doing here? And they were like, we here to check on you. Like, we here to see how you doing. And she was like, well, thank y'all for checking, but I'm, you know. And anyway, she breaks down and lets them know what's been going on. And they said, listen, we're going to go out. We're going to go have the time of our lives. We're going to go party like it's 1999, okay? Y'all get dressed. We're going to get my glam squad, and we're going to get out of here. Because in the midst of her telling them what's going on with her, they say, listen, they find out that Ari ain't practicing law no more because she's being, you know, the politician trophy wife. We find out that Bree and her husband are separated because he cheated on her. So everybody has their own situation. And so they go out, honey, and they go have a night on the town. Now, the only thing in that scenario that I thought was a little unrealistic was the fact that this is a celebrity who, yes, she, you know, quote unquote, washed up, sort of has been kind of situation, but she got this whole scandal surrounding her. They weren't in VIP, they weren't in no private section. Like, how you gonna tell me that she can't get out of her apartment without getting through the paparazzi, but she can go to a whole club and party all night and don't nobody say nothing, nobody bother her? I thought that was a little unrealistic, but okay. So while they're sitting there talking again before they go out to the club, she's telling them about her single and how he done gave her single away and everything. And her friend was like, well, you know, no, this is when they was at the club, they had this conversation. She said, well, you know, I mean, you could always try to find a friend. You know, do you know somebody that you trust that can leak the song early? Because once the song is out with your voice on it, if it becomes a hit, it don't matter what he does. The song ain't no good. She was like, I think I do have somebody. Now, she ends up calling her producer friend. And he ends up leaking the song. So the next morning, honey, while they at the club, the bartender got him a little liking for Bree. And so they tell her, listen, girl, you better go on and get you some. The bartender like you, you like the bartender, you better go on and take him home and get you a little something on the back end of the boo boo boo. And she does exactly that, honey. She goes up. And what I like is that Bree is a BBW. She's a thickum. And they had a whole love sex scene with this beautiful 6-pack of a man. And it wasn't no issue. Like, they ain't cut no corners. They ain't turned it into like a joke or nothing like that. It was all he was all about like loving up on her like he would love up on any other woman, and I was here for all of that. Okay, now the next morning, child, she on her walk of shame, leaving his apartment so she can get back home before her kids get there, honey. Because the husband in Texas said he on his way, and Jill Scott and her friend Ari are walking. They're on their way back to the apartment, and they hear the song on the radio. So Bree calls them and says, "Girl, your song is on the radio." They were like, "My song is on the radio." They were like, "Girl, yes." Baby, no sooner than that happened, Malik Yoba called. Malik Yoba called and was like, "Oh, so that's how you want to play it?" Because he already talking about something, "I got a settlement for you. My lawyers are going to be in touch with you," and all of that. And talking about something, "I'll let you keep the penthouse." She was like, "Bitch, my second album paid for that penthouse. How you going to let me keep something that I paid for?" So he talking about something, "Oh, this how you want to play it now? Oh, so you want to play hardball? Okay, fine. Well, I'm gonna, make this hard for you since you wanted, you took that song. You knew you knew what was gonna happen with that song." And she played innocent, but of course he ain't stupid. He knows she found a way to get that song out there. And so he was like, "Well, if that's how you want to play it, then that's how you want to play it." Child, she take her happy ass back to her penthouse apartment. The doorman won't let her up. Talking about something, "You need to call Mr. Michelle." Whoever her husband name is, child, Malik Yoba. And that's where the episode ends. So it was the pilot episode. And it was what it was. I mean, it was pretty much what I expected. I mean, you hear First Wives Club, you always think of the movie First Wives Club, which of course is about just that. So it was a little bit of what I expected. I thought all three of them would be kind of, but we see that they all in different levels of marriage, right? So we're going to see how the rest of this goes. I got about 4 episodes already saved up, so I need to go get all of them done and get those out to y'all. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Are y'all watching it? Are y'all like the show? Do you not like the show? What's good? Tell me what you guys think. Talk to y'all later.